From very beginning, the curiosic humans were in search that how life begins, whether in animals or how life begins, whether in plants. This search has made put them into many different kind of studies. So today we will see that how life began. For that we have a topic discovery of cell, and regarding this topic you will find the question in the exercise at the back of the chapter. The discovery of cell is not accidental in a way that it was being searched by many different biologists, whether they were botanists or zoologists. But before the discovery of cell, it was very important to know that how we became able to see that smaller things. So before that, Ibn al-Hashim was one of the first Muslim scientists who invented the magnifying glass. After the invention of magnifying glass and its benefits, scientists have started using it. And then Galileo in 1610 was the first scientist who invented a microscope. After the invention of microscope, scientists have started studying many different things. And in these studies, one of the most important scientists, Robert Hooke, in 1665, for the first time, made an improved version of microscope that is called compound microscope. Why does it called compound microscope? Because it was being made by two different lenses, when it was the combination of different lenses. That's why it is known as compound. Compound means to make things together or mix things together. For the first time, he studied a plant and where he found honeycomb-like structures. These honeycomb-like structures were mysterious for him, but he kept his study continue, and he gave them the name of cellula, which means small room. It was an Italian word. Cellula is an Italian word which means small room, because honeycomb-like structures were very small structures. After about 100.5 years, in 1842, another scientist started studying over it, and he discovered a spherical body inside the cell. That was Robert Brown, and Robert Brown is well known for the discovery of a nucleus inside the cell. These all two were very tiny things, and these were become possible just because of the invention of microscope. Now the invention of microscope has given a landmark to the science world. After that, Schleiden in 1833, he was a German botanist, and he proposed a sentence, which means he said that all the plants are generating or made up of pre-present plants, or the plants generate from the plant's body. Next year, another German zoologist, his name was Theodor Schiavone, he discovered, or he mentioned, that all the animals also the production of pre-present animals. So we have got three different statements, and these statements we got from Schleiden, Schiavone and Rudolf Virchow. These three statements are well known as the cell theory. The first statement was all living organisms are composed one or more cells. The second was the cell is the smallest basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. And the third was new cells always from the division of pre-existing cells. These three lines are known as cell theory, and regarding that you will face the question that what is a cell theory and who contributed about the cell theory. So Schleiden, Schiavone and Rudolf Virchow has contributed about the cell theory. That was about the cell theory, and it is also a very important question of 5 marks.